a channel exclusively dedicated to Hall of Fame inductees like that.
Must be the party tent right there.
Fame Radio, one of 25 extra channels you can listen to on your phone.
Here, Marta. Am I done?
Tell them how we're setting up the rig. Right now we're setting up for light air. So our uppers are going to be 22 on the loose, and our lowers are going to be probably 12. Forecast tomorrow is what? What's the forecast tomorrow? 8 to 12 in the morning, dying to nothing. So we'll probably go up 2 and 1, 2 turns on the uppers, 1 turn on the lowers in the morning, and then back it back off to this in the afternoon. Cut.
To welcome all of y'all to the city of Hampton is our Vice Mayor, Linda Curtis.
Wow, you are one good-looking group. That's all I got to say. Have another beer.
All right, here's something that's pretty important. You guys in the back, quiet down just a little bit. Here's something that's pretty important. You all are able to look at the weather forecast just like I can. And you know that there's a pretty good chance we're going to be impacted by something out of the sky this weekend. Maybe not so much tomorrow, but maybe Saturday, maybe Sunday, who knows? I don't know and you don't either. But we have to be ready in case we get some weather that we don't like. As has kind of become a custom, the Navy are going to do the wonderful ceremony of retiring the colors for us Saturday evening, and that happens, you know, kind of around the time that we're doing this. Those who think we should not take her word for it, let's hear it. I don't think we're going to take her word. All right, we're going to take her word for it.
All right, here we are, Southern Bay Race Week in Hampton, Virginia. This is day 1 of a 3-day regatta. Southern Bay Race Week set up so that they have, for the perf divisions, windward-leeward races on Friday and Sunday, and then a distance race on Saturday. It's a really fun format. Breaks up just doing windward-leewards. That guy talking at the beginning was the PRO for the perf group. At least doing most of the talking. John McCarthy did a great job running these races. That boat just to leeward of us there was a boat sailed by U.S. Patriot Sailing. It's a non-profit organization that has competitive sailing for wounded and combat vets. They had a couple of boats here at the regatta. Our class is PHRF B2. And so PHRF B, they split up into 2 different groups because there were enough boats to do so. I kind of wish they would have just left them as 16 boats instead of 6 and 10, but it was great sailing nonetheless. So right there's a Laser 28. They're in our class. We for some strange reason thought that going left was the way to go. Clearly I need to sail in places that have current more often because it looked like there was breeze out there, but in hindsight it was probably just the current playing with the wind making it look like there was breeze. And so we stuck our nose just a little bit out into the channel, and that knocked us back a good bit from that laser. You can see them coming with that dark sail under the boom, and they're going to be a good bit in front of us at this point. Southern Bay Race Week not only is known for the great sailing, but the parties, and the parties were pretty well attended. Even on Saturday night, there was, torrential downpours, and there was still a lot of people there in the party tent and inside at the bar at Hampton Yacht Club. And so in these conditions, it was really hard for us to stay powered up with a smaller jib against these boats that have these big 155s and larger for the J30s. So here we are at the first windward mark, getting ready to hoist the spinnaker. We rounded this mark probably in 4th or 5th, maybe, out of 6. Had a really good downwind leg with my daughter Madison there trimming the chute. We were able to pretty much pass up all the boats in our fleet, round the leeward mark first, and we held on after that to win by, I think, less than 30 seconds in this race. It was the only race of the day. Wind died a little bit more, and they weren't able to get anything else off, so they called it for the day, and we went in, packed up, went to the party, and got ready for the distance race the next day.
Tough boat in the light air, I think. Tim Porter, Mighty Mouse.
So they give awards. I think daily awards for the top boat in the fleet. So I sent the kids up to get the award that day. So the start on day 2 was a downwind start. We mistakenly, I put in the course into the GPS, and it didn't really seem to take exactly the way I thought it would, and so we thought our course was 90 degrees different than it was. So we thought it was really important to get over to the boat because we thought we were going 90 degrees off to the right, when in reality we weren't. This is me yelling at these boats a little bit because we're leeward and we wanted to go that way, and I was telling them before we even got up there was no room. They didn't really listen. Well, one of them didn't, at least, and just kind of barged in there. We did protest. Didn't go to the room or anything. It's not really worth it. We ended up winning the race by over 5 minutes, so didn't really think it was worth going to the room. You can see it just basically stops us dead here. Boats sail over us. This race was supposed to be, I think, 15 miles. They ended up shortening it to, I don't know what the ultimate course was, the length was, but it was at least a couple hours out there. That boat just right in front of us there, they were sort of scrunched in between us and the other boat that barged in. They were doing their best to get out of there. They had nowhere to go. So it's the J30 Cool Change. They were the second boat overall, or second boat in our fleet for the regatta. Really well sailed boat. I was surprised. I thought I would have had a rougher time upwind and then more of an advantage downwind, but you can see in this breeze, at least, that boat just sort of sailed away from us. I don't think these little waves chop helped, but they just had legs on us here. And again, we're going completely the wrong direction. We're trying to go off. We thought we were straight on our mark, when in reality, our mark was 80 or 90 degrees to the left of us now, whereas should have figured that out when we saw all the boats going that direction. We did eventually figure it out. So after we let this J30 walk away from us here, they jibed back. We kept going, stuck ourselves way out to the right. The breeze did end up picking up on the day, and we have some footage later of us moving along at a pretty good clip. And so sailing with me, aside from my daughter Madison, is Jordan Wiggins, Jordan sails for the College of Charleston. He's oftentimes a helmsman on their offshore team. He sailed U-20s for many years. He grew up sailing on Lake Norman outside of Charlotte, which is my home club. And so we didn't get a lot of footage on day 3. And day 3 ended up the storms, as were mentioned in that opening day. The storms ended up coming in, and after one race they abandoned racing for the rest of the day. So we ended up only getting 3 total races in. This is us after we went out way to the right. Coming back, and you can see that white spinnaker up there is that J30 cool change, and they're a fair bit ahead of us now. It was not a good move. We really lucked out in this race because the wind died at this first mark, and everybody just got consolidated and got scrunched together there. We did end up sort of eking around all the other boats there and squeezing in front. Just found just a little bit of breeze, and we're able to get our nose out in front. And once our nose was out, we took off from the rest of the boats. That's really what helped us get that the win by a good margin here. And so I was letting Jordan drive a little bit here. You can see us now that the breeze is picked up, and we're actually able to get a couple people on the high side. We're able to really start showing a little bit more what the boat can do here. And so that Pearson Flyer right there, it's I think Bob Archer, Bad Habit, really successful program he has, and we're just running him down. And that boat, of the boats, and all the boats rated essentially the same, but the Pearson Flyer owed us 3 seconds a mile. 3 seconds really isn't that much. So we were all, whatever boat's crossing the finish line first is most of the time going to win in this fleet. Yeah, and so we really just rolled right over the top of them eventually. In this kind of breeze, I was able to sail, maybe even a little bit lower than him and faster. J30's not as much going downwind. Both of them did better than us up until the breeze was, at least over 5 knots. A lot of the folks at the regatta mistakenly thought the Ultimate 20's a light air boat, but really we need a little bit more breeze to get going.
Hey man, I have cool change. Good job.
Thank you.
I want to see the
That was our boat of the day from day 2. This was the ride back in. They shortened the course, and then the breeze picked up, and we were, moving along at a pretty good clip, probably 8 knots or so at times here. We're just goofing off. We're reaching back and forth, just having fun. We actually jibed back and forth behind that cool change J30. They were wondering what the heck we were doing, because we weren't really sailing the right direction, but we were having a lot of fun. And then day 3, like I said, they only got 1 race off. We were able to win that one to take home the overall prize for our class with 3 bullets. Definitely planning to come back to this one.